China's missiles. What makes them powerful? China has successfully tested a new air-breathing engine that, during a simulated flight test, achieved hypersonic speed. This comes as China, Russia, and the United States compete to develop hypersonic technology. Hello and welcome to the tech world. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and don't forget to click the bell icon to be the first to watch the newest videos. We would really appreciate it. And now, without further ado, let's begin with the video. According to a report by the Eurasian Times, Chinese researchers have made a significant advancement in the development of a hypersonic missile that will use hydrocarbons as fuel and will employ a rotating detonation engine. This development comes after years of work on hypersonic missile technology by Chinese researchers. The revolutionary air-breathing hypersonic engine was developed by China. Reportedly, the most recent technological advancement to come out of China, the rotating detonation engine, will assist in propelling an aircraft or a missile to speeds up to 5 times the speed of sound, 6,174 kilometers per hour, and maybe much higher. In the not-too-distant future, the game-changing engine could also be used to give both speed and fuel efficiency. The technology that is used to support it, the missile or aircraft, is propelled by the revolving detonation engine, which creates thousands of explosions each second. According to sources from China, it is propelled by explosions of low-cost hydrocarbon fuel, and it successfully completed a simulation of a hypersonic test flight while maintaining a steady function. The detonation chamber of the engine is either a narrow, hollow cylinder or a hollow gap between two concentric cylinders. There is a limited amount of space between the two metal cylinders that are either filled with ethylene or kerosene vapor. And here is where the many tiny explosions take place. When they leave the engine, the shockwaves caused by the explosions travel in a spiral path around the circular chamber, where they produce a huge amount of thrust. According to the Eurasian Times, the lead author of the study, Wang Chao, noted that when the engine's performance was regulated during the most recent test flights, it produced a faintly blue, transparent flame. This information was included in an article that was published in the Chinese-language Journal of Experiments in Fluid Mechanics. According to the findings of the computer modeling presented in the research, a spinning detonation engine has the potential to achieve fuel efficiency that is 50% greater than that of a jet engine in the future. China's plans for a hypersonic missile that can attack moving targets have been announced. Additionally, Chinese researchers are working on the development of a hypersonic weapon that will be able to attack a moving target while traveling at a speed that is 5 times faster than the speed of sound. According to Vion, the duty of developing the mechanism for the weapon has been given to a group of scientists working at the PLA Rocket Force University of Engineering in Xi'an, China. These researchers are being directed by Yang Xiaogang. According to a paper that was published by a group of scientists, in order for such a weapon to be effective, it will require the ability to successfully track and zero in on the target at high speeds, which is something that the thermal tracking systems that are currently in use are unable to accomplish. However, it seems that they have solved the problem by using the assistance of motion sensors to generate a complete picture while keeping all of the factors in mind. Nevertheless, the success of this project is going to be contingent on the creation and testing of various hardware changes and sensor technologies. According to a story that was published in the South China Morning Post, Yang and his team have been given the mandate to develop the technology for the next generation of hypersonic missiles by the year 2025. The weapons race at hypersonic speeds. In the most recent decade, there has been a significant escalation in the competition to produce the next generation of hypersonic missiles. The United States of America, China, Russia, North Korea, and India are now in the top 5 positions. The United States military has already conducted tests on a prototype of its hypersonic missile, which is based on the Hypersonic Air-Breathing Weapon Concept, HAWC, and has the ability to travel at 5 times the speed of sound. On May 14th, a B-52H Stratofortress belonging to the United States Air Force successfully fired an AGM-183A air-launched rapid response weapon, also known as an ARRW. This weapon was capable of reaching hypersonic speeds that were 5 times faster than the speed of sound. Additionally, China tested its latest hypersonic anti-ship ballistic missile known as the YJ-21. The missile was launched in a test from a cruiser of the Type 55 class. On the other hand, if it had the ability to travel at hypersonic speeds, then it would make the Type 55 cruiser perhaps the most heavily armed warships in the world. The Chinese Navy was able to launch a hypersonic anti-ship cruise missile with the designation YJ-21 from a Type 55 destroyer, making this the first successful launch of its kind. The mission was a resounding and unqualified success in every way. If what is being reported is correct, this would be the first step toward significant development in naval warfare, one in which the aircraft carrier would no longer be the only center of the fleet. This would be the first step toward a major advancement in naval warfare. This would be the first step toward a significant breakthrough in naval combat, which would enable the following to become possible. There is a significant possibility that the Type 55 will end up being the most heavily armed and stocked kind of battleship that has ever been developed. Type 55 is equipped with a dual-band radar that can conduct both pro- and anti-satellite capabilities while it is in low Earth orbit. These capabilities are interchangeable. Some of the one-of-a-kind sensor systems that have been developed as a result of smart technologies have the capacity to recognize airplanes that are flying in low Earth orbit. If the performance of the radar system is good enough, it will be able to not only identify the satellites, but also track them. This means that the radar will be able to guide missiles to attack the satellites if its performance is good enough. In the event that the radar system's performance is poor enough, it will only be able to identify satellites. According to the ship's specs, its total weight is more than 12,000 tons, which gives it a displacement. It is likely that the quantity of 12,000 tons refers to a typical or normal displacement. If this is the case, the total displacement may be as high as 13,000 tons. A Type 55 is a guided missile destroyer that is 180 meters in length and has a width of 20 meters. Its length is measured in meters while its width is measured in meters. It features 112 vertical launch missile cells that are capable of firing a variety of surface-to-air and anti-ship missiles. These cells may also be used to fire cruise missiles. These cells also have the capability of concurrently firing surface-to-air missiles. There are also hypersonic weapons in Russia's arsenal, like the 3M-22 Zircon, which can travel at speeds up to 6 times faster than the speed of sound. Due to the low atmospheric ballistic trajectory of these missiles, they have the capacity to penetrate standard anti-missile defense systems, including the defensive systems used by the United States. At speeds of up to Mach 6 and on a low atmospheric ballistic trajectory, hypersonic missiles, such as Russia's 3M-22 Zircon, are able to bypass conventional anti-missile defense systems, because they travel so quickly and so low. According to the Russians, the missile's upgraded fuel allows it to go up to 1,000 kilometers in whichever direction it is fired. Because it travels at such a high speed, the air pressure in front of the weapon causes a plasma cloud to grow as it goes. This cloud is able to absorb radio signals, rendering the weapon almost completely undetectable to active radar systems. The Aegis missile interceptor systems of the United States need a response time of 8 to 10 seconds in order to successfully stop incoming threats. Within those 8 to 10 seconds, the Russian Zircon missiles will have already gone 20 kilometers, and the interceptor missiles will not be able to catch up to them since they move too slowly. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think that it's the Chinese missiles which make China superpower? This concludes today's series. If you liked the video, please remember to subscribe to the channel, and at the same time, press the bell icon to receive our most recent alerts.